but even when you sit here and brought that song up, I said, no, I didn't listen to it because I was listening in the future. And to be honest, some weeks I just don't even be in the mood to really listen to music at all. I just don't feel like it. I'm just not in the mood, even when I'm at the gym. That's how I end up listening or watching YouTube videos with somebody talking for hours about NBA YoungBoy, because some days I just don't be in the mood to listen to music. But you going back to what I was just saying about the Big Sean situation, I listened to it. I was like, oh, this nigga went crazy. But guess what? You know what he did? He spent money, but he spent money on promo. So when I'm on Instagram and it just kept coming, it kept coming on my, I'm, you know, when you scrolling through the Insta stories, he sponsored this joint, and I was like, damn, this song, y'all, like, he going crazy. I'm like, damn, what song is this? So I'm like, oh, it's got to be the joint he just, because he only put out one new song. So I went back and listened to the song, and I'm like, oh, Big Sean really, and I meant to sit here and talk about it. I was like, oh, Big Sean really bugged out on that song. Like, that song really cranked, and he was really rapping his ass off on that song. But sometimes for certain people, though, you can't expect for everybody else to do the work for you. I don't care if you're creating content or you're creating music, though. It's your job to get people to want to listen to your music. That's even just like the dude that they keep promoting right now with the country music joint. It's the brown skin dude with the big Florida dreads. Because they keep promoting him, I'm probably eventually going to sit here, if I can remember I don't remember his name, I just know what he looked like. But I'll sit here and eventually one day, the more you promote, I'm like, all right, let me give him a chance to listen to it. Because like I said, it's Beyonce. To me, even comparing Beyonce, her last project, this country joint compared to the Renaissance joint, this joint was 100 times better than the Renaissance. I had to actually make myself listen to the Renaissance joint. I actually enjoyed listening to that country Beyonce album. I'm like, damn, this joint not that bad. And it made me sit here and say, damn, you could honestly be missing out on a lot of, and I felt bad for K. Michelle. And a young lady that I follow on Instagram, she sent me a DM and she was like, no, you got to talk about this K. Michelle, because she was just like, I feel bad for K. Michelle because K. Michelle already been doing the country music, but then she was like, K. Michelle was corny for posting Beyonce sending her some flowers, because it was like almost a backhanded compliment, because it was like, it seemed like K. Michelle was geeking to get the approval from Beyonce. Like, you were so excited, oh, Beyonce acknowledged me, this, that, and third. Of course, we know it's Beyonce, so people want to get acknowledged by Beyonce, but it's still like, dog, she ain't been acknowledged you. She just kind of just like, she almost like being petty and playing with you for real. Like, I'm gonna acknowledge you now because I do see you doing your own music thing, you know, the country music thing, but I'm gonna steal the shine right now. Why? Because it is Beyonce. People are going to listen because it is Beyonce. So I mean, that I think that to me is that's just the difference with the whole situation. Is like, Beyonce is Beyonce, so people going to give her a listen a little bit differently from anybody new. Sometimes it take a minute. Like, it took me a minute to listen to Flo Milli. Her project was straight, and the crazy thing is,
definitely that.
But it took me a minute though, because it's just not. She has not earned this spot for my guaranteed. I gotta go listen as soon as she drop a new project. Though take time. Like, you have to earn people's ear. You gotta stay consistent. You can sit here and post 20 videos. That's why I always talk about when we talk about the Instagram, like the podcast jumps to be on Instagram with the relationship. Though a lot of them people be doing millions of views on every Instagram jump because it's relatable. It's clickbait. But that don't turn over to their page. You can go on sit here and go onto their YouTube page, and it ain't got millions of views on there. Because that turnover ratio ain't always the same. So the same thing with music. Sometimes, like, yeah, I heard about it, but then the crazy thing is, what made me even go listen to the Flo Milli joint? It was the girl, she got the song "Beating Down the Block," whatever the case. I think she might be from like Texas or Houston or something. I think her name started with like an M.
That's that one that
But she on the Flo Milli. She on the joint with Flo Milli. What's the matter of fact? What's the name of that song? Why are we talking about it? Just so I can.
That's that joint Mel played.
The song called Never is number 4 on Flo Milli Jones. The girl is she put M's Monaleo, but she got a song called Beating Down the Block, and I like her, and I follow her on TikTok. So her verse came down on TikTok. I'm like, oh shit, she on the Flo Milli Jones. Let me go listen to it, and that's what made me go listen to it. So I'm like, all right, cool. I like that Flo Milli project, but again, everybody don't just because you put out a project. No, everybody, I can't run and go listen to everything and to have an honest opinion, because it's a different. I can tell the difference between when people are just talking and you got an honest opinion. This music has really moved you to make you want to go talk about it. Again, going back into the Beyonce thing with the Jolene project, like, dog, she was literally like, this was to me, I'm listening to this, I'm like, oh, this is how women come to women as a woman. Like, hey, I'm coming to you as another woman, boom, 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 because that's what she was doing. Like, she was literally talking to this bra, like, hey, I know you flirting with my man, but I done put in 20 years of work into this relationship, raising these kids, raising this man up. You better keep your little googly ass away from my man. So I'm listening to it, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And then I'm listening to it and I'm thinking of it. Then I'm on Twitter and I see Glorilla sit here and tweet out, I would have shot Jolene. And I'm like, it's so funny because I'm listening to it and I'm thinking the same thing. Like, dog, Beyonce is really talking to this lady crazy. Like, she talking to her like super aggressive and really letting her know, like, nigga, I'm gonna drag it to hell about my relationship. Where again, the Dolly Parton version was more of a, hey, can you please leave my man alone? I love him. I know he like you, whatever the case may be, or y'all already got a thing. Like she was talking super nice and Beyonce was talking super spicy. So again, like I said, shout out, if y'all haven't listened to that Beyonce Cowgirl jump, go listen to it. That album, it was an easy listen to me. It wasn't something that I had to force myself to listen. Of course, the standout song to me was the Jolene jump. And then it was that Spaghetti 2. That was, of course, like that was a rap jump. But I like the whole project. I just literally, I let it play. And it wasn't a force. Like I felt like I forced myself to listen to Future a week ago. And then even when that comment, and then some people DM me about my comments with the Future jump when I was saying it was mid. No, I'm comparing Future the same way I do with like LeBron. No, you after people put you in a certain bracket or tier of who you supposed to be or what type of artist people feel like from you, I'm only judging Future off of Future projects. This new Future project ain't better than the last Future project. So I didn't say that just like on some, oh, this, let's just say it just to say it's mid. No, I'm comparing it to
Future project.
I Never Trust You. Oh no, I Never Trust You. I Never Liked You. And then even so, my question when I was asking people like, okay, what if you felt like this Future project was great and it was this and the third, which one of these songs will be in Future top 20 songs now? Because you can't sit here and tell me this
that is one from that album on that top 20.
No, it's not. Oh, what you mean? Off of the last one
that you like, yeah.
No. Yeah, you got to put Wait For You in there. They got to be in this top 20 now.
Oh, that's the one.
Wait For You, yeah.
With Tim's.
Yeah, with Tim's. Like you got that got to be in his top 20. Even if you got it just at 20, that got to be in his top 20. Like he didn't won a Grammy for it. Like you can't sit here and say that's not a top 20 Future song.
My only question is you saying it's top 20 because that's the most current one that you heard that you like? If you I'm saying, if you had a top 20, where do you see that? Like, let's just say you had a top 20 already set. What song are you taking out there to put that one in there? That's my only thing. Like, if you had a top 20, you got to take something out of it to put that in there because that was his last project before that.
See, it would be hard because you just asking me to whim it off the top of my head.
I don't think that's why I say I don't think it makes the top 20. If you already had, especially you saying that you are a Future fan and you like Future from beginning.
Okay, so listen. Okay, let's say if I agree with what you're saying, let's just say if that song don't knock off his top 20, then ain't nothing on that new project even in the top 30 then.
But that's fine. That is fine. You can't. But that's what I'm saying. For you to sit here and say the project is mid, it just is like I feel like nobody has a consistency with albums. You're not going to sit here and every album is a classic or every album got hits for days. You might get one or two, maybe.
I could argue that Future and Lil Uzi project was better than this last Future project.
But do you have any of the top 10s on there? You might like it more, but you can't say it was his best work because if you don't even have it in your top 10.
What you mean? Do it have a top 10 song?
Any of those songs on that Uzi and Future project could be in your top 10 or your top 20.
It's not a song on that new Future project better than Real Baby Pluto.
But is that in your top 20?
No, but it's still not. You still have to have a song. Listen to what I'm saying. I hear what you're trying to say. That does not make, you still have to beat out the last project. Let's just say if none of those songs make it in the top 20, but those songs, it's still nothing off of that new project that beats out what he already previously put out. Off his last project, what song are you sitting here? Let's go back to that last song. To me, there ain't a song on that new Future project better than 7:12 p.m.
Okay.
That's the very first song. That's the intro to his last album. The album, so nigga, he coming that joke. What they say? I'm a god on the earth and a god. Man, he was going crazy on that 7:12 p.m. So that's what I'm saying. I'm judging Future off of him. I'm not comparing nobody else to him. I'm not comparing Young Thug, Lil Uzi, Lil Baby, none of them niggas to Future. Future's in his own
listen. I mean, but was it a good listen?
It's cool. It's cool. It's not nothing. If I never listened to that project again, I wouldn't care.
Okay.
I would not care. It would.
But is that harder? So I feel like, is that harder to do now? Like, if you actually going back to listen to somebody's project or just listen to a certain song?
No, because the Future got songs like that I always go back and listen. No, March Madness is March Madness. March Madness is maybe a top 20 or top 50 hip hop song of all time. So that's the bar he's in.
But I'm talking about like a whole album. Like, is it easier for you to go listen to that song or not the whole album? I feel like Future have a whole album where you just like act from beginning to end. I can listen to
Dirty Sprite too.
Okay, that's the one with Gucci flip flops and all that stuff. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I could just let that play from beginning to end and don't even touch it.
But besides that one, is any other Future projects where you can
Future, the album Future, it came out 2017 and they got Mask Off on it.
Again, that's the one with the yellow. background.
Yeah, with the yellow jump. Yeah.
Okay, and you can listen to that one.
Hell yeah.
Okay. That's what I'm just saying.
And he got like songs that I'm like songs on there that I'm saying here saying that we
so
can
that's
sit
what
here.
I'm saying. No, if you saying I'm comparing it to that project where from beginning to end, that's a classic. It ain't nothing to compare to that. So that's my only thing when you say well, it was just mid. But I'm like, all right, is it just like right now?
Oh, okay, so then let's okay. I like the conversation that you started, so we can stay there. Even I'm sure most people, if you're a real Future fan, I can go beast mode better than that last project. You're not sitting here saying, "Oh," and that's on there. We talking about songs like this classics, nigga. Layup. I don't care if they was real sisters. Like me, like what's the other Joan? Basic. My savages. Oh, I call them my brothers. What else? Or was that? Hold on, I might be confused. I might be mixing. Oh, I'm mixing Jones up. My bad. I'm Monster. Monster guy sit here and got throwaway. My savages. Codeine crazy. Like. And Codeine Crazy. I don't think there's not a Future fan that was sitting here arguing saying Codeine Crazy was the last song on that Monster project. And I don't think it's a person who you can't sit here and tell me you're a Future fan if Codeine Crazy not in your top 20. So that's my point. Like he, and I think that sometimes when you're that great of an artist and you got that much fire in music, it's a little bit harder to sit here and get yourself out of you. I'm only comparing you to you.
Right. And I get that part, but it's just like let's just use 50 Cent for example, right? That Get Rich or Die Trying. I'm pretty sure through that whole album, most of them songs are probably in his top 10 category. You know what I'm saying? Like it's in his top 10. So like that right there is a solid project. If I'm comparing everything, like he had other albums that had hits on there, but it still don't compare to that project. And so that's what I'm saying. Like I get it. You might say it's not his best his work, but it's still a good solid project.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, but yeah.
Because like even with the whole Drake, that what when we talk about that last album, this whatever we say the first person shooter, but do you put first person shooter in Drake top 20s?
Nah, but I don't think people will put that in Drake top. I don't think you would put that in Drake's top 5 projects of all times, neither.
But that's what. But is that project probably worse than Her Laws and what was the other one?
What COB?
Okay, yes. Would you say that it was worse than COB or is it better than COB?
That's where this nigga COB is like that from beginning to end.
Right. So all right. What's the other one? With the Tootsie Slide on there?
It ain't for what's the name? All for All the Dogs better than that.
Than that one?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Scorpion is after that.
Yeah.
I don't think it ain't fucking with Scorpion.
So, but it's still. But listen to what I'm saying though. But again, if we can, all we doing is what I said. It was me. I'm not sitting here. We're not comparing it to nobody else. We comparing it to them. We comparing their body of work.
But that's what I'm saying. But even for when you said like even like when we go back to the Drake situation when people was criticizing the Drake and we said it was mid, you said, well, no, how can you sit here and say that's mid? Like it was, and that's what I'm just saying that was named that's whatever the For My Dogs wasn't compared to Her Loss and everything else. But
you got to think about it. He didn't take no breaks. Future took a break.
But I get the break part, but if we don't even have I don't think we don't look at when we hear the songs, we don't look at how long it took you to make that song.
It do.
No, if we didn't have that access, we just heard songs. We like I said, we don't care about the break, we just care about the music. So even regardless of what the time frame is when you put it out, at the end of the day, if Drake put out how many albums, he put out what 3 albums so far, right? So for the last since the pandemic, right? He didn't put out how many he put out since the pandemic?
4,
5, right? That last project will be what? What will it be in that top 5? 5 probably.
Yeah, no. You said we talking about Drake now, right?
Yeah. Tootsie Slide was during the pandemic.
Yeah. So hold on, let me just look real quick. So I don't know if I'm putting that at. Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah. That might be 5.
So that's what I'm saying. So it could have been mid too. But that's what I'm saying. But I get I like when
some people though realistically probably wouldn't sit here and say that was better than Honestly Never Mind. And I'm sure most people probably sit here and say that it was better than
that's the one.
The House Jones. Yeah. No,
see, okay, now when you throw that one, I forgot about that one. So yeah, so okay.
Tootsie Slide is the Darklings demo. I'm sure people
I'm not putting a Darkwing demo full, especially if you've seen it.
Yeah, you talking about Tootsie Slide. You're talking about we had D4L with Young Thug. No, God Plan ain't on there.
Oh no, God Plan's on one before that.
Scorpion, Chicago freestyle. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know. You would have to really actually just listen to him. Like I said, I wasn't sitting here trying to say the jump was mid just to have a hot take. Like I said, I'm comparing Future to Future. That's who I'm comparing it to, and that's my point. And even when we're talking about just like street music right now, when I compare it, I sit here and say I think right now we talking about just replay value on what I'm listening to more. I'm listening to the Boss Man D-Lo more than I'm listening to the Future jump. Like, and that's not like I said, and that to me is not a. I don't necessarily think it's just a knock. I do think, honestly, I think Future is playing chess. I do think the next project he's going to put out is going to be 100 times better. And that's why I'm not trying to just die on that hill and be like, oh, your Future just fell off. No, I ain't. I'm not sitting here saying those crazy, like when niggas were saying with Drake, like, oh, because they didn't like that project, he fell off. I'm not saying that about Future. I'm just sitting here saying I'm smart enough to know this next project Future put out is going to be better than whatever.
But do you figure like it was more so Metro Boomin to showcase him than it was for Future? Because I feel like production wise, like even the music, because like you didn't even hear that of Metro Don't Trust you. You didn't hear that through the album like that for real. So that's why I'm just like, was that made more so of an album just to feature him than it was for Future to do his thing?
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I really couldn't say it. Well, I guess while we on music, I want to play this clip from